Hey babes, so I finally got a minute and I figured that I will tell you guys my story because I've been wanting to tell you guys my story for a little while now, but I guess I've been procrastinating. I don't know if it was a matter of me not really being ready to tell you guys, but it's really no secret. And look, if my story can help someone, then I'll be happy from just that alone. I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be perfect. So just to let you guys know, my story is going to be a little lengthy in time, and I actually have something here that I wrote down to just kind of keep me on track, and it's going to be broken up in, it looks like 3 videos, a 3-part series, so look out for part 2 and 3. For those who may or may not know, I am a mother of 4 that I actually gave birth to. My daughter Eliza, she's January 8th, 2007. My son Chase, he is March 3rd, 2009. Tristan is December 1st, 2011. And Messiah is November 20th, 2013. So you can see it's some sort of pattern with me and the kids. But in any event, the part 1 series is going to focus mainly on me being a teen mom, and focus mainly on me having Chase and Eliza, because they were my first 2 kids and they have the same dad, and that was my first step into motherhood. So life for me before I was pregnant. I lived with my mom and my little brother, and my 2 older sisters. They had moved out and they had got their own place. I was your average teenager. My day consisted of school, cheerleading, and just a lot of different fun activities, just hanging out with friends and just having a good time. I was your average teenager. A little bit about my background. I came from a strict background. So my mom, she was the type of mom who, she wouldn't allow us to go anywhere or do anything without her consent. Like, even if we had friends and we wanted to go over their houses and stuff like that, we always had to ask my mom, and then she had to meet their parents and stuff like that. So we couldn't really do much of anything without her knowing or finding out about it. My mom was always a Christian, so I came from a strong spiritual background. Grew up in the church, so I believe in Jesus Christ. I grew up in the church. She always tried her best to teach us the way of the Bible, you know? Like, obviously, you're going to go astray at times. It's called growing up. It's free will. So some of you may have been asking, where's my father? My father, at this time, about 2.5 years before I got pregnant, my father passed away. So that was hard for me to deal with. It was very emotional. It was very upsetting. I always felt like I never had the relationship that I wanted with my father. So although he was in my life my entire life, we never really had that strong daddy-daughter bond, and that always bothered me. And I wanted to talk to him, but he passed away before I even got a chance to talk to him. So I carry a heavy burden on my shoulders just dealing with that. My dad passed away from a blood clot in his heart and his lungs, and he passed away. That's a whole nother story in itself, in which I plan on telling you guys about that in more detail. Becoming pregnant. Fast forward to becoming pregnant. I met my children's dad through my cousin. They were best friends, and my cousin is a guy. They used to hang out all the time, so my baby father was a friend of the family for a long time. So it was just like somebody that you're used to being around. I actually got pregnant first time we had sex. It's crazy to even say it, but it's the truth. I got pregnant the first time we had sex, which is why you should always be protected when having sex. You know, I was just young and I was naive, and not that I didn't think that it could happen to me, but I didn't even think twice about it. I didn't think that, oh my God, I might get pregnant. None of it. I was just being young and doing whatever I wanted to do, and me getting pregnant was the consequences of my actions. But I never had anyone to talk to me and tell me about sex. Like, you learn about sex ed in school, but that was like the farthest it go. My mom was like so spiritual. She was just the type of person just like, don't do it. I said, don't do it. All guys want to get in your drawers, so stay away from all of them. They all evil. So I just thought that she was reflecting her bad experiences on me. I never thought that, wow, maybe my mom knows what she's talking about. But my mother finds out that I'm pregnant. So once I missed my period, I had to muster up the strength to go talk to my mom. And I was just so nervous. I remember thinking about it a million times, like, oh my God, like, how am I about to tell my mom that not only do I think I'm pregnant, but first and foremost, yeah, I had sex with somebody. So once I missed my period, I mustered up the courage to talk to my mom. I'll never forget, she was sitting at the computer, and I was like, Mom, I need to talk to you. And she was like, hey babe, what's up, whatever. And I was just like, yeah, so I think I might be pregnant. And she was just so calm, and she was just like looking real shocked. And I remember that she took a gasp for air. She's like, and I'm just like, holy fuck balls, shit, I'm so fucking dead, like. But that wasn't the case. I didn't die. So we eventually ended up going to the store, and she purchased a pregnancy test for me. And I never forget, we went in the bathroom and we were both standing there, and I'm like, Mom, are you nervous? And she's like, yeah, I'm nervous. And I'm like, I'm sweating. And she's like, me too. And she basically instructed me on how to use the pregnancy test. So I peed on a stick and I used the pregnancy test, and it said positive. I'll never forget. I started crying. I didn't know what to do. I was berserk. I lost my shit. I was that teenager that I should have been in the first place, and I was like feeling like so bad. I was just crying and crying, and I was just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I can't be a mom. Mom what? Who? How am I gonna be a mom? Like, I'm still a child. Like, I still need my mom. Like, I did not know what to do at all. Like, and my mom said to me, she said, honey, you know what? I don't believe in abortions. That's against my spiritual beliefs. She said, God is going to take care of it. If he brought it to you, he'll see you through it. And she said, you won't be the first, and you surely won't be the last. So I guess you're just going to be a teen mom. So it's time for you to buckle down and do what you got to do. Boom. In my face. And I was just like, what do you mean? Do what I got to do. I don't know what to do. Like, it was a mess being pregnant in high school. So as you know, I was 17 at the time, and I was living across seas at the time. I was living in St. Lucia. I was living in the West Indies. And my baby father, he was living in the city of Chester, which is closest to Philadelphia. I don't know where all my viewers are from, but that was hours away. That was a 6-hour plane trip away that he was living. And I was 17 and I was pregnant, and I was alone. Like, and me and him wasn't together because of his choices. And I broke up with him, and actually, I got pregnant coming over to the States and visiting with my family, and ended up with him, and one thing led to another. I got pregnant in April. I'll never forget that. I got pregnant in April. It was my 11th grade year. School let out in June for summer, so it really wasn't a bad experience at that point. I really didn't feel anything because nobody really knew that I was pregnant. But I can honestly say at that time, it was more of a mental thing. Like, I was tore up mentally because I had to deal with being pregnant mentally by myself. Like, my mom knew, but other than that, like, my friends or whatever, nobody knew. Like, and I really didn't have too many friends anyway because I keep like a tight circle. So, but I can honestly say, once I got back to the States, because I asked my mom, can I move over here? Long story short, she said that I can move over here. I ended up moving back over here to the States and moving in with my sister for a little while. And it was hard. Like, in school, I was judged. Like, I could just tell that people was not comfortable seeing me pregnant. They made me feel like an outsider. They looked at me like I was a hoe, or like I had a red dot on my head, or whatever. They acted different towards me, and I pretty much stuck like alone. I was alone. I stayed by myself for the most part. Like, it was a handful of girls and guys that was like, whatever, like, they was just cool, like, all right, you're pregnant, big deal. Like, but the crazy thing is, it's just like everybody in that age gap or frame was pretty much having sex and doing all of this stuff. But the simple fact that I got pregnant and I was willing to keep my child and not get abortion, since that's like the thing to do, I decided not to get abortion and keep my child. It was like I was weird and I was different and I was judged. So if you're in a situation, don't care what people think about you, don't care what people say about you, because at the end of the day, that child inside of you did not ask to be born. Like, it's not okay for you to just go get abortion because you don't want other people to look at you a certain type of way. You made your bed, you lay in it, you be responsible. You don't have to know how everything is going to play out. It does not matter if you're not with the guy anymore, if he doesn't want you. It does not matter. Nothing matters but the simple fact that it's a child inside of you, and that's an amazing gift that God gave us as women, to be able to carry the burden of a child inside of us. So don't never let someone take that from you. But anyway, as far as my physical appearance, my breast was huge, my butt was poking out, my stomach was looking like I had a beach ball up under my shirt, and I was just a hot mess. And no matter what nobody said to me, I always remained focused. I always knew that I had one goal in mind. My goal was to finish school because I had someone counting on me. Like, I was pregnant with my daughter at the time. I knew that she would need me to finish school in order for me to provide for her the way that I needed to provide for her. I didn't have time to have friends. I didn't have time to socialize anymore. My life just became totally about being pregnant and having a child and waiting for her to be born. So that's what I did. If you don't carry anything away from this, just know that it's people that's gonna judge me just for watching this video. But I don't care. I don't care because I am who I am. I went through what I went through. God brought me through it to maybe inspire other moms or other teenagers that may be pregnant. It's people that's thinking about killing themselves today because they worried about what somebody else is thinking about them or what they're gonna say to them or spread word about them. Who cares? Like, at the end of the day, if you can't be real with yourself, you can't be real with nobody else. So this message and my story is just to inspire you to live in your truth. Always live in your truth. Always remain who you are, you know, no matter what you go through. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something or that you can't achieve it. And I think that's just the moral of this story. The next segment of this story is going to be being a teen mom. So I want to let you guys know what it was like being a teen mom. What did I go through? How was it being 17 and pregnant and just instantly becoming a mom within a year? How was it? And also, my part 3 will be about making the same mistakes again and getting pregnant again. And then I'll have another one. It'll be about hitting rock bottom and finally meeting my husband. So stay tuned, guys, and thank you for watching this. I know it was kind of long, but I love you, babes, and I appreciate all your support, and I hope that this inspires somebody, even if just one person. Love you.